Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Brandy Coleman. Today, I want to talk about you got to choose wisely of your family, of your significant others or baby mama or whatever. I want to talk about it. I just want to talk about like how so many people out here are just willy-nilly just having relations with people that they don't care about. So many people out here just having so many relations with people that they don't care about. I never really understood that. I never really understood why so many people out here. Um, it's almost like people rather not to be in a relationship with somebody. They rather not be engaged with somebody. They rather not be married to somebody. It's like everybody just having relations, and then they pop a kid, and then the dad is gone. You know what I'm saying? Or me, I'm a photographer. I do photography and videography. So therefore it's almost like people would uh they'll hit me up and I'll say, "Oh, congratulations, you're pregnant. Okay, congratulations." And then they want the photos and I do the photo shoot and I'm saying to myself like, "Damn, I'm saying to myself like, you're not saying that, you're not telling the person, but you're speaking out loud to yourself in your mind is like, dang, what's dad at? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the father at? And a lot of those guys are no. You know how many baby showers I done did throughout the years? I done did like, man, I done did so many baby showers. As far as pictures wise, video wise, whatever case is, and it's like the father is nowhere to be found at all. And I'm just saying to myself, like, damn, did you even have a relationship with this dude? Did you ever just being friends with the person at all? A lot of people don't even be friends with these people. They just hook up. They see each other, they hook up, and then they just have relations, and that's it. And it's almost like, at least even with me, at least I know the person, or at least I was in a relationship with this person. At least I was engaged with this person. You know what I'm saying? So me personally, I rather know who the person is. Some of these people don't even know who these people are. And then they get mad later on of saying like, oh, well, he ain't this or she ain't that or blah, blah, blah. And it's like, y'all didn't even get to even know the person. Y'all didn't even sit down to even get to know who the person is in general. So how would you know what type of person this person is? You know what I'm saying? It's almost like people just having, like I said, people just having relationships to be having relations. And it's kind of mind blowing to me in the sort of sense of, I mean, well, you're the one who laid out with this person. You can't really get mad. And then it's almost like people would rather deal with somebody that's like that. Okay, it's like this. It's like I never understood when women that have no kids, you have a woman that has no kids, and then she gets pregnant by a guy. They got like 2 or 3 kids already. And my thing is like, wait, hold on. So wait. So you telling me you got no kids, but you having relations with a guy that got kids versus of you going out with a guy that doesn't have kids as well, so y'all can create a family together and have all your kids by that one guy, but you rather have kids by another guy that got a whole bunch of kids already? I seen a lot of people. Hey, family members. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing to me that you sat up here and say to yourself of, let me have relations with this guy, even though he don't take care of his kids or he got a busload of kids. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they willing to take their risk. It's almost like women have all these stipulations. He has to drive this. He has to have this. He has to make that kind of money for a year. You know, he got to make $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year, $300,000 a year, $400,000 a year. You know, he got to make all this crazy money, astronomical crazy money, and then it's like, you know, you get with this dude, and then but you don't have no type of morals or no standards when it comes down to being in a relationship with this guy, being engaged to this guy, being married to this guy, any of that. And I'm like, wow. So you really, so you really out here having all these standards of these guys needs to have this, that, this, that. He has to look this way. He has to be this height. He has to be this. And I'm like, I'm saying to myself, okay, cool. But then when it comes down to the morals and all that kind of stuff, when it comes down to like being in a relationship, at least in a relationship with this person, oh no, they don't care about that. They don't care about that at all. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about that at all. I'm like, you don't care about that? You know, so you telling me you don't care about at least being married, or well, excuse me, at least being in a relationship. Now, like I say, if you're in a relationship with somebody and it didn't work out, hey, I understand. I understand. But you not being in a relationship at all with this person, and you don't even know this person at all from a can of paint. Man, I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's not up for me to understand anyway, because that's not my problem. That's not my issue. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I would never put myself in that position of not knowing who the person is. You know, at least I'll be in a relationship with the person. You know, like I said before, and I say it again, I'd rather be in a relationship with somebody versus of just putting myself in that position of not knowing the person at all from a can of paint, and then, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, at least if it does happens, you know, shit, we're gonna be in a relationship. That's the type of person I am. You know, we're gonna be in a relationship. I ain't gonna sit here and put myself. I ain't gonna sit here and put myself in that position of. I'm not gonna sit. I'm not gonna sit. I'm not gonna sit here and put myself in that position of not at least being in a relationship with the person. You know what I'm saying? And if things didn't work out or didn't pan out, then that's understandable. But I'd rather for it to be that way versus of we had relations and we had a kid and I left. Nah, I'm gonna stick around. I'm gonna see what's going on. I'm gonna see, you know, if I like you and keep continue to proceed with the situation. But that's the type of person I am. I mean, that's why I'm 40 years. Well, a couple more days, I'm about to be 40 years old. I'll be 40 years old with no kids. People trying to figure out like how in the world you got no kids. Well, I mean, I've been in relationships. I've been engaged before a couple of times in my life. It's just that a lot of those women, looking back now, a lot of those women they didn't care about that kind of stuff. You know, they still wanted to, you know, talk to other men or be with other men or you know what I'm saying, whatever the case is. So therefore, it's like, you know, look at me. And I hate to say this, but you know, a lot of my exes are baby mamas now. None of them are married. None of them are in relationships. You know, and that really tells me more about them as to how other people view them, how other guys view them. They view them as, oh, that's just a hit and quit it situation. Meanwhile, I was the guy that put a ring on their finger. I was the guy that, you know, wanted to settle down. I was that guy that wanted to have a family. And it's like, wow, look at these girls now. Look at those girls now that I was dating or engaged with or had a long-term relationship with. And I'm saying to myself, like, dang, you're a whole baby mama now. That is crazy. You're a whole baby mama now with like 2 or 3 damn kids. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like I dodged the bullet, pretty much, so to speak. But at the same time, it's like I always been the type of person that always wanted to be married in general. You know what I'm saying? I always been the type of person that always wanted to proceed of that situation because I always wanted to tell my kids, hey, me and your mom been married for over 15 years or 20 years or 30 years or 40 years, you know what I'm saying, or 50 years. You know what I'm saying? I like the longevity of a relationship. I like the longevity of a marriage, but not too many people feel that way in the society anymore. The mindset that I have is old school. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I mean, like I said, I get it. People out here, the young guys ain't getting married no more because they understand that with the divorce rate is crazy. So I understand. But for me, I'm gonna proceed with that. I'm gonna proceed of being married, getting married. You know, yeah, it's gonna happen for me. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, you have to just choose wisely of your partner. You got to choose wisely of your family. You got to choose wisely of a lot of things in life. And I feel like having kids, man, or being with somebody, you got to choose wisely at the end of the day, because a lot of people, they just willy nilly just out here just having sex, and then it's like, the guy leaves and they get mad, and it's like, well, you really didn't know that guy like that, or you didn't really know that girl like that. I mean, how many women that I dated over the years that I thought to myself that, okay, yeah, I'm in a relationship with this girl, and then she just left. She just up and left. Man, please. Man, please. You know how many women that I done dated throughout my life? I'm saying to myself, like, oh, okay, yeah, she wants the family, she wants a relationship, she wants to be with me. And then about a couple more days down the line, a couple more months down the line, I'm over here calling this person. This person name, she stopped answering the phone. You know what I'm saying? She stopped answering the phone. So, hey, it happens to a lot of guys, but people don't talk about that. So now I'm here being transparent of my of my situation of back in the past. Yeah, man, I had plenty of women that then go. I had plenty of women that I thought to myself like, okay, yeah, she likes me. Yeah, she likes me. Yeah, old girl like me. Man, please. Man, that person left me. I'm laughing now because of, a lot of those girls that did that, they baby mamas now, man. That's crazy. They are baby mamas, like straight up a baby mama now. You know what I'm saying? And going through there, hate life, hate her situation. She's depressed. She's this and that, and it's like, hey, man, in life you got to choose wisely. Sometimes sometimes you thinking to yourself that you choosing the right choice or you're making the right choice, but really in reality, you're really making it like a horrible choice. You know what I'm saying? You think the grass is greener on the other side, and it's not. You know what I'm saying? You know how many women that feels that way? Like, oh, it's great. Man, please. How many dudes out here now these days wants to be married? How many dudes out here wants to be in a relationship? You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of old school, so to speak. And yeah. So you have to choose wisely, fellas, of your future. You gotta choose wisely of who you mate, who you talk to, who you have relations with. You have to choose wisely because, like I said, at the end of the day, a lot of people don't want to get married. A lot of people. I was in a relationship with somebody for over 5 years, and she did not want to have no kids. And that was my fault of putting myself in that position and thinking to myself that, well, maybe this person will change. Maybe this person will change their perspective. Maybe this person will change how they feel. They may feel motherly. When a person feels a certain way about certain situations, guys, or even ladies, you know what I'm saying? Even if a guy they don't want to have no kids, believe them the first time. Believe that person the first time. It's kind of like as I got older, it's like I don't want my time to be wasted no more. So don't waste my time. And that situation back then was a whole waste of time. And it was my fault of putting myself in that position of being with that person for that many years. You know what I'm saying? I could have had left. I could have been left. I could have said to myself, you know what? Nah, she didn't want to have no kids, and I want to have kids. Nah, but I stayed. Sometimes, I'm a Libra, so I can be very loyal, and sometimes we can be loyal to the wrong people. That's like being loyal to the wrong friends. All my life, I've always felt like that I was loyal to the right people in general. Whether it's friends, family, relationships, whatever the case is, man, I was loyal to the wrong people. And it bit me in my ass later on in life. And it's like, dang, I'm looking back, like, where my friends go, where my peoples go, or old relationships go. I was by myself. You know what I'm saying? You know how many people I done helped out throughout the years? You know how many people I done took care of or did for, or this is whatever the case is. And it's like, I'm daring anybody to be 40 years old. I'm looking back like, damn, all the people I done helped out, where they at? They was all gone. So, in life you gotta choose wisely, baby. I'm telling you, I'm telling you. So it's the same thing about friendship, relationship, wife wise, husband wise, whatever the case is. If I got ladies watching, but it's the same thing. You just gotta be mindful. You gotta be mindful. You gotta be mindful. People have all these like I said, people have all these stipulations or all these standards, but at the same time, it's like you got all these standards of that a guy needs to make this kind of money. He got to be 6 foot. You know what I'm saying? He got to wear this, he got to wear that, he got to do this, he got to do that. You have all these type of standards, but then when it comes down to a relationship, you don't have no type of standard with that at all. A man could just up and just have a relationship and you get pregnant, he can just up and just leave. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't really never talked to him about that. You never really talked to him about like, hey, before we do this, we about to be in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Or before we do this, we hey, you got to put that ring on that finger. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta do it. But anywho, so I got a couple people live with me. For all the people that came in here, appreciate it. For all the love and support. This is my third time being live and everything. I'm probably end up going live again on my birthday. My birthday is October 1st and everything. So I'm gonna end up going live on here and TikTok. So if you want to check out my TikTok is LLFlyBZ. For the ones that think it's something else, I don't know what people be saying, like I fly BZ or something like that. It's really LLFlyBZ. I just didn't want to put it in all caps because it didn't look right. But yeah, so it's my second time, third time being on live here. It's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of laid back. Trying to get used to it, trying to get used to this, doing these live uploads and stuff like that. So I want y'all to comment, like, and subscribe. I'm gonna try to do 20 minutes. Let's do 20 minutes. So right now I'm about to be at 19 minutes. But if y'all have any comments, y'all want to comment, go ahead and comment on the comment box or whatever case is. Look at my phone over here going crazy. I got business to tend to in a few minutes. I got some business calls to tend to. I got some business ventures to tend to. So you know how that goes. Yeah, put in the comments. My comment section are like what over here. Yeah, type in the comments. Hey, how you doing? What y'all been up to and everything. But yeah, you just gotta choose wisely at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, the only person gonna do for you is you. The only person got your back is you. Everybody can be gone. Everybody can, family can be gone. Your significant others can be gone, or whoever can be gone in general that you hang around with, friend wise. The only person gonna do for you is you. And I had to learn the hard way with that because, like I said before, and I say it again, man, a lot of people ain't here no more. But I love that I outgrew a lot of people. Me personally, I outgrew a lot of my old friends, a lot of my family members. I outgrew a lot of people, so therefore, it gets lonely up top, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So once you have a different mindset, it's over. You got to choose wisely. You got to discipline yourself. You got to be very strategic of life. Um, that's what you've got to do. Anywho, so it's been a 20-minute marker. I want y'all to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. Brandon Coleman, talk about men's fashion. We talk about fragrances. I'm gonna talk about more about relationships, all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna go live and talk about all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to get my analytics up. I'm trying to get my views up. I'm trying to get people to watch the page and everything. So I'll do that. So I'm gonna go to TikTok and see what's going on with TikTok, and I'm gone. All right, guys. Appreciate it.